And so, but I mean, 40 years old. He's going into year 23, right? Uh, and his Lakers tenure has been up and down, right? I know the Lakers appreciate what he's done, but I mean, he always talks about hope. I wish that they would improve the roster, but it's like the team that they had before the Luka trade was a team that when LeBron was in his prime, I mean, that's a championship team. But because LeBron is is old LeBron now, although he's still a very good player, that's why that team was a team that would get swept by Denver, right? It's not like they haven't put a team around. They have put a team around it. If you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James, that was a team that was good enough to win a title in 2020, right? And then LeBron, he was 35 then, and the injuries started kicking in. He'd already gotten injured in 2019, but they stayed healthy in 2020 and they won it. And then there were some, problems with the roster and some of the moves that Rob made, but part of that was to compensate for the fact that LeBron was getting older. You have to try different stuff. You have to try to stack the team as well as much as you can and make up for the fact that LeBron is getting older. And I think that LeBron needs to be honest about that. And I think that yeah, what he's done is great, but it's not like he did what Magic did or what Kareem, Shaq, Kobe. They haven't had that type of run here since he's been here. But they did get that one championship in the bubble. Um, and he just needs to be realistic, right? He's 40 years old. He's going to, nobody has played 23 seasons in the NBA. He's about to get there. And at a certain point, you have to realize, bro, it's not about you anymore, right? Like when Michael Jordan came back with the Wizards at 38 and played, those 2 seasons, retired at 40. He didn't come in there going, okay, well, I mean, that's one of the things that Jordan doesn't get enough credit for is that when he was, in his prime, Jordan was relatively drama free. I mean, outside of, they say that he got Doug Collins fired, but outside of that, Jordan didn't really go to the front office and ask Jerry Krause and Jerry Reinsdorf to do anything. He didn't ask them to sure didn't ask them to make any type of particular personnel decisions. I think he vetoed the when the Bulls wanted to trade Scottie Pippen for T Mac. He vetoed that. Maybe one of the teams. Outside of that, Jordan just showed up, played ball with what he had, and won 6 championships doing that. Those Bulls teams, as I've always said, bro, I like those Bulls teams on paper where their best team was probably 90, like 90, the 97 team that had Bison Davis was probably the most talented team, right? Now they were great, but especially the first repeat teams. I mean, a lot. If you look at some of those teams, bro, look at the teams that beat in the finals. It's not like those. The Bulls were like that much more talented, right? But they had Michael Jordan, and they had Scottie Pippen, they had Phil Jackson, right? So um, Jordan was relatively drama free in that regard, and when he came back at 40 years old, no matter what he said, did he probably think he could still win a championship? Yeah. But once it wasn't obvious, he didn't try to force it. He really came back because, it was for the love of the game. He retired because there was a lockout. But the game was still in his system. So he came back. He played those last 2 years. He could have gone anywhere if he wanted to, try to win another championship or something like that. He was doing it for the love of the game, right? And LeBron has to realize at this point in his career, I mean, come on, man. And I think that this report it just goes to show that it's not really his displeasure is not really about him trying to make sure he wins on the championship. It's about it because they transition to Luca as the focus, and he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't like it. He still wants it to be about him. And at some point, you have to accept it's not about you. Like Kareem was, by the time Kareem was 40 years old, Kareem was, uh, you know, he he accepted a tertiary role. You know, he just played his part. He played the background. So LeBron needs to learn from people like Kareem, people like Jordan. When we get to that point in your career, now if he was the same Bron somehow at 40 years old that he was in Cleveland and Miami, that'd be different. But he's not that same Brown, and it doesn't matter what the numbers say. The fact that they've lost in the first round the last 2 years, the fact that they got swept 2 years ago, you know, it is what it is, man. So, and like I said, the fact they drafted his son, that still wasn't enough. He's coming back right back the next year, and it's like, bro, you've had your time, I hate to say it, but bro, you've had your time, man. You've been here for 7 years. You got one championship in the bubble, and that was it. You know, you've had your time, LeBron. Just fade off into the sunset. Don't become that athlete who stays around, sticks around too long, and becomes annoying, and overstays his welcome, and ends up a little bit tarnishing his legacy. Don't do that. Right off into the sunset,